Okay, so just 2 days ago on Monday, there was an update announced on the forums about the replay system, and while this update was mainly for the community and not for staff, that doesn't mean that we can't sort of get implications from this update about how the staff are now conducting their bans. So if you haven't read the update yet, it basically says that MVP and higher now have access to replays for Skywars, Bed Wars and Quake. And that means that if we have access to those replays, the staff also have access to those replays. And it probably means they have access to a lot more replays than just those 3 games. Now, while it isn't stated anywhere, at least anywhere that I've found, what games staff have access to replay-wise, we can sort of assume it's going to be most of the smaller games so far. I do think it's more than just these 3. I think it's probably stuff like Blitz and maybe not big games like Mega Walls and UHC yet, it could be. And that's really good for the community, and I will get onto that in a second. As a Mega Walls player, I do want to quickly say that I don't think there are replays for Mega Walls because it just does seem like a big challenge, and Mega Walls has 160 players right now, so I don't know why they'd prioritise that to make replays for, especially when it's a 100-player game and storing that much information. It just would be a bit of a problem, but they might have Mega Walls replays already for internal staff use, I don't know. Anyway, I was in a game yesterday, and 6 people in that game got banned. And 4 of them were mod bans, 2 were watchdog bans. So I want to talk about the mod bans first, because these mod bans, 3 of them, were before the walls fell. And if you don't play Mega Walls, that means that 3 of these bans were before any PvP had even taken place. And why would someone be cheating if they're not PvPing? It's dumb. Why would a mod come and watch a game that there's no fighting going on? There's nothing to watch. So that means that the mod banning them either was banning them from a previous game which had just ended and he was a bit slow or late, he or she, sorry, or it means that he was watching some replays and happened to ban people that were in my game. And with the new replay update, I actually am thinking it is most likely to be the second case. I think there was a mod watching some replays of some reported players and he managed to ban 4 people. That's a lot. That is 4 accounts that were likely highly stacked accounts, not just B-hopping ult accounts. And then Watchdog also banned 2 people. That was most likely just B-hopping accounts. Watchdog doesn't really pick up, unless your client is awful and outdated, it doesn't really pick up closet cheaters. But I just want to talk about what this means for the future of Hypixel and games like Mega Walls, UHC. Now, with replay system, even if it isn't for games like Mega Walls and UHC, that doesn't mean that people don't cheat in other games. Before they play a UHC game, they might be cheating in a Skywars game, get reported, and even though that game is like a minute long, because of the replay system, a mod can now go back and watch the game to see if they actually were cheating. So this definitely restricts the amount of cheaters overall on Hypixel in a really good way. It's really promising. But what does it mean if a network level 300 account is caught cheating in Skywars and gets banned? Unfortunately, in most cases in this sort of day and age, that does mean they're just going to come back on an ult and cheat even harder. So I think for the next few weeks, while the replay system is properly getting introduced and taking place as a method of banning cheaters, you're going to see high level accounts cheating dropping, and even more low level ults on the network for a few weeks. But this is a good thing, because all they're doing is they're just accounting for the past 2 years where they've not been banning these high level accounts, and they just need to sort of press on, struggle through this period of increased blatant cheaters, but then eventually interest in cheating will drop. I know for a fact a lot of Mega Walls players make the excuse they only cheat because other players cheat, and while that's a bit of a pathetic excuse, and I don't fully believe that's why, I think that's just an excuse they tell themselves to convince themselves that they're doing the right thing. they will see other people getting banned, and they will either get scared and stop cheating. It will take the fun out of it, cheating for them when other people aren't cheating. There's a lot of reasons why they will stop cheating on their mains, at least. And if people stop cheating on their mains, that means they'd stop going on ults. And if they're not hopping on ults, then overall the game becomes more playable. Because every single B-hopper you see in a Mega Wars game is an ex-player who has either been banned on their main or just doesn't want to play on their main. But if there's less people getting banned because they're more scared of getting caught easily, they won't be resorting to ults as much, and they'll be enjoying the game like they used to. And that is why I feel this replay system update is absolutely massive. And it's why I feel in a few months the amount of cheaters will heavily decrease. Especially if Watchdog gets more updates. I think it has got quite a few updates recently, although there's no confirmation of that because obviously staff can't go out and say, hey, we've patched Watchdog for these clients, because that would defeat the point, and the people who are making the clients would know they need to go and update their Hypixel cheats. So they're not going to announce it. They probably won't even announce they have a Watchdog dev. We will just generally see cheaters decrease. But alongside replay system, I do think a few months time and everything is going to start getting better after such a long time of cheaters after cheaters after cheaters. But anyway, that's what I had to say this video. Tell me what you think in the description, comments. Yeah. Do you think that the replay system is going to help with cheaters? Do you think more staff will be using the replay system instead of going into games and actually spectating themselves? Or do you think nothing's going to change from this update? Do you think there's still loads of cheaters around, and in the next few weeks the cheaters are maybe going to increase or something? Tell me what you think. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.